How's it going, everyone? Just coming back at you with another video. A couple of things I've been thinking about today. I just uploaded to the Foot Traffic Coaching Facebook page an article that I'd read from the Science of Sport website, where Ross Tucker was talking about training and racing in cold conditions, and there was some really interesting stuff that he brought up. So have a look at the article that I'd shared the link to, and I thought I'd give you a couple of ideas of how I deal with these sort of conditions, training and racing in the cold. It's one thing that I've always been on it about with my athletes is to avoid getting overly cold. It's a sure way to reduce your or decline your performance. It's very, very easy to get sick and ill from getting overly cold in training and racing. So when it's something that's so easily avoided, I just don't see the reason why you would want to go out and risk it. So a couple of things I do. Usually when it comes to cycling, obviously the faster you go, the more wind you create, but it can be a little bit offset by working harder, your own body temperature increases as well. But when you are at just a casual training pace, you are at risk of getting quite cold, or if you're doing intervals where you build up a bit of sweat and then you've got a short recovery phase and the conditions are cold, having a little bit of moisture on your skin and then being exposed to cold air can really cause some problems. So the best thing is to avoid the chances of getting overly cold. And here's a few things that I think you do. I always wear a base layer, and whether it's a thermal base layer or just a light spring base or summer base material, it doesn't really matter. I still find they work both pretty effectively. But the main thing is to have the moisture be absorbed by that base layer, so that your shirt that's on over the top or your jacket doesn't have a lot of moisture within it, because if that gets wet, then you're going to get cold to the bone. So at least if the layer that's close to your skin absorbs a lot of the sweat, then the outer layer hopefully won't cause you so many problems. So you won't be so exposed to the cold. So base layer is really important. Arm warmers is super important. As soon as your arms get cold, obviously they're exposed to the wind. It just starts a trail of just getting colder and colder. Leg warmers, knee warmers, again, really, really important. Particularly the muscles around the knees. So I always find that if it's very, very cold, leg warmers are always going on. If it's around about 15 to 17 degrees, knee warmers are suitable. Anything that's sort of over 17 degrees, it's not super important, but certainly in those moderate autumn, spring conditions, I'd still be recommending people to use knee warmers, but certainly in winter conditions, leg warmers extremely important. And if you look at professional bike riders, they're wearing leg warmers, full length leg warmers, and even in very warm conditions. So they certainly understand the importance of looking after the leg muscles. You need a good set of gloves, good set of cycling gloves. Ideally, they have to be waterproof. Not much good if the gloves are getting wet. But underneath those gloves, I also have another thin liner. So again, it's trying to find ways to keep your skin or keep your fingers and hands inside your gloves warm and dry. You can always invest in a great jacket. A good cycling jacket is worth its weight in gold. Don't be afraid to spend a couple $100 to get a decent jacket. It makes all the difference. I've recently started using a neck gaiter, which is just basically a scarf which comes down over my neck, just covers up the area around the top of the shirt, top of the jacket, where cold air can get exposed. You don't get cold air down the back of your neck. If it starts getting quite cold around your face, you can pull it up over your face and mouth and nose. You look like a bit of a bandit, like you're gonna go and commit a robbery or something. But the main thing is you keep them warm and dry. Commit a robbery at the same time, I guess, if that's what you're into. Actually, don't do that. It's probably not a good idea. I'll always try and wear some sort of warm skull cap. So whether it's a full hat or if it's just a headband, but something to cover up my forehead, keep it away from exposed air is really important. And same thing with running. I always like wearing gloves. long sleeves. Sometimes I would wear a shirt underneath a long sleeve top, so again, the shirt that's underneath your top's getting wet, but hopefully the outer layer is still remaining reasonably dry. If it's raining, I'd try and wear a tight fitting jacket. I'd do something with a little bit of waterproof qualities to it as well, but sometimes if it's raining and you're running, you're just going to get wet. You're just going to get wet and cold. Hopefully if you're running fast enough, you keep your body temperature up a little bit higher. The main thing is you want to avoid shivering, and you'll see a little bit of an explanation in that article, but shivering is a sure way to reduce performance and really risk getting sick, and just making it so much harder on your body, reducing your or increasing your energy consumption. It's just not worth getting to that point that you're shivering. And again, when it comes to warming up before a workout or before a race, being overdressed, you don't want to be underdressed. You don't want to have to bring yourself up to a comfortable temperature. You already want to be at a warm temperature before you start your workout. Even in my case, in my garage, some days and some mornings when I'm doing an indoor training session, it's freezing cold. I'd have a sweatshirt on for the first 10 minutes before my first interval starts, just to keep warm. It can always come off. The thing is, if you get cold and wet and you haven't got another layer to put on, then you're in trouble. If you've got too many layers on and it so happens that it's beginning to warm up quite a bit, and yet the risk of cold exposure is reduced, you can always take that layer off. And the other thing is, if you're doing an interval workout or a race and you get to the warm down phase, put that warm gear back on again, preferably if it's dry, and just allow your body to come back down to its sort of natural level. You don't want to stop a workout and just suddenly be exposed to that cold again, because again, that's another way of getting sick and reducing your performance. So, as we're coming into this depths of winter for the southern hemisphere folk, but for the northern hemisphere not so much, just be really mindful that you don't have to get cold at this time of year. There are ways around it. We're lucky in Auckland, we don't really have a winter up here. It's people in Wellington and Christchurch, Dunedin, or for the northern hemisphere folk, North America, Europe, you guys have to deal with a lot more than I do. So I really admire those of you who train and race during the coldest winters. But it's just a few tips for me. Hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. If you wanted to ask me some questions and some of the equipment that I'm using to get through those workouts, let me know. But yeah, if you have any other questions that you want me to do these short videos about, let me know, and I'll put some notes together and do something next time. Anyway, catch you around.